Right now, we're discussing neurofeedback therapy with NeuroFit. We're joined now by practitioner Cami Storm of NeuroFit in Marquette. So we want to talk about what neurofeedback therapy is and what exactly you offer. So thanks a lot for joining us here. I have to tell you, I've worked a lot with Cami over the summer. We probably did like 30 or 40 sessions or so across 3 to 4 months, and I'll talk about my experience and my results as this conversation goes on. But first, you're a newer business in Marquette. You've been around for maybe, what is it, not even a year, has it?
Just over a year.
Just over a year now. Well, what kind of people do you see, and what kind of ailments, I suppose, do you treat with neurofeedback therapy?
Yeah, so we see anyone from ages 5 on up. So 5 will be the youngest that we see. We see a lot of kids with ADHD, anxiety, depression, like focus issues in school, right? They're struggling, they're maybe always getting in trouble at home because they can't stay on task, that sort of thing. And then adults, it's a lot of anxiety, depression, ADHD as well.
So can you explain neurofeedback as a form of therapy?
Yeah, so neurofeedback, what we're doing is we use a 19-channel cap, and that allows us to see all areas of the brain. So we get the QEEG, the brain map, on the first visit, which allows us to target those areas. And then when you come in, we're essentially targeting those brain waves to help them regulate back to normal for somebody's age.
Yeah, and I have some video that we can share that kind of shows you the process. This is what it looks like at an appointment. This is about 35 minutes or so, sped up to about 30 seconds. But essentially, I'm sitting there in a chair, I've got the cap on my head, and I'm watching a show. I always choose to watch Gilmore Girls. And that's part of the process. There's no talking involved. You're just kind of watching and listening.
Exactly, yep. So the compliance is super easy. That's why kids love coming in, because they just get to watch TV.
Right.
Yeah, they're like, we love going to NeuroFit.
And then you also offer the bioscan as well at NeuroFit.
Yes, yeah, so the bioscan is great, which we did on you after we had went through about 20 sessions or so, and we could still see that there was some hyperactive brain waves. So that's where we want to take a closer look, and we can do it with, aside from neurofeedback as well, but the bioscan essentially lets us take a deeper look at the cells of your body to see what's going on at an energetic level, where we can help balance those out so your body's not responding to stress in your environment with such a heightened response.
Yeah. Do you do the body scan in the treatment with the brain at the same time, or do you do that at a separate time, depending on how long they've been with you as your client?
Yeah, so we do them at a separate time. We can't do them at the exact same time because the frequencies of both machines will interfere with one another. But we could do the bioscan first and then do neurofeedback after. I have people that do them separately, clients that are coming in just for neurofeedback and just for bioscan as well. So,
how long do you recommend somebody stay on course with this treatment?
With neurofeedback?
Yeah.
Most people need at least 20 sessions. Some people need more. So it's really, I can see from session to session to see how the brain is responding, how well it is coming back into balance. And it's usually about 20 sessions to start, and then I make determinations from there based off of how the client's feeling, what I'm seeing, how their brain is changing, that sort of thing.
Cami, I'm curious about why and how you decided to bring this form of therapy to the Upper Peninsula.
Yeah, so we started this business because our son was struggling, 4th grade, fifth grade, it got really bad in school. He was one who was always in trouble at home because he couldn't stay on task. He wouldn't get his homework done, he wouldn't get his chores done, that sort of thing. Wasn't sleeping well, ADHD, some anxiety and insomnia kind of all mixed together in this 10, 11-year-old boy, and he was struggling, he didn't feel well. And so I started searching for places in the UP where we could do neurofeedback, and there was nobody. So being a registered nurse, I was able to then go through the training and purchase all the equipment, and it completely changed his life and his course of how he reacted to his environment, how he was sleeping, and just like his overall emotional regulation. And his focus in school was amazing afterwards, and I knew we needed to bring this to our community.
So this is something that you have real experience with, not just administrating it, but it actually worked. It changed your family for the better. And so now you're providing it for other families in the Marquette area. And that is so huge because mental health, the resources, doctors, therapists, they're more limited up here, and mental health treatment can be a big struggle in rural areas.
Yes, yeah, so we're definitely an underserved area up here, so to be able to bring these modalities to our community that we haven't had access to before now. Is just really giving people options, you know, where they can maybe take their treatment in a different direction.
Yeah.
Well, Cami, I would love to share more about my experience with all of our viewers. I'd love to talk more about the science behind neurofeedback therapy and bioscan therapy. We're going to take another commercial break, but we'll pick up our conversation when we return.